sometimes an unchecked lie becomes the truth.
Yeah.
When you don't say nothing.
Right.
And that's what all these years, I've never said anything. I've never retaliated back on people because people know I don't do that. I'm not going back and forth with you with that shit.
Right.
That's what you want to say, that's what happened.
Right.
Okay, but this one right here pissed my ass off. And it hurt me because every interview I've ever done, I've always talked about how he's the one I didn't give the attention that he needed. He really needed attention, but he didn't give me no problems. He wasn't going to jail. He wasn't going through it. He just went through that spurt when he went through that stick up and then they beat his ass in the club. You know what I'm saying? And took everything away from him there. That happened to him. It was a couple of different things that kept going on with him.
Right.
But he couldn't come back from that. And then when he came here to New York, they threw shit at him. But Jadakiss is who really put him on. That's the man that looked out for him.
And a lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
It was Jadakiss that opened the door for him.
They think it was Gucci.
It's
Now,
what that
what was
song
it?
he did with Kiss. If you real and you know it, clap your hands.
He was still the one that took him under his arm, honestly. And the beef with Gucci and how that happened with me and him, he was mad because I signed OJ. But he didn't want to sign OJ. He didn't want to sign Juice.
So why was he mad?
He didn't want him signed. He even told Daryl, don't sign him.
For what? Why not?
Daryl Jones came down to sign him to Warner's. He told him, don't sign him, don't do it. But I wasn't going to let Juice go and somebody else come and sign him and he was there with us and running around and doing the stuff. No, I'm not doing that. He didn't want him signed. But yet now, afterwards, everything else that comes up, oh, he the man, he did this, he did that. No, that's not how that shit went down. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to keep telling these stories and keep doing this and keep thinking that you could do all of this stuff. Like, that's not cool. Tell these stories how it really is. Tell the truth about this shit.
Well, what would you say is the biggest lie that's been told about you? Or told that you weren't involved in?
Oh, everybody. I ain't been involved in nobody. They don't wipe me off the planet of the earth. You know?
Okay, so
I have nothing to do with none of this stuff. I didn't know anything. I didn't touch nobody. I didn't do anything. I'm not acknowledged. And let's be clear on something. I'm telling you this with all honesty, okay?
Right.
I don't need validation from none of them. I don't need that. I don't need it. You understand what I'm saying? I validate me.
Right.
I'm happy with each and every one of them that I see. All of them that I see because I know that. When I look at these people that are with them now, you was nowhere there with them. You wouldn't even touch them. People told me they wouldn't even mess with me if I messed with them.
Damn.
Okay?
Fact.
They told me that, especially Gucci.
Fact.
They definitely told me that.
Well, about
you
what?
fuck with him, I will never fuck with you.
Who?
Gucci, he was the biggest one. People was heated.
Against OJ?
No,
They
just in
told her,
general.
And she fuck with Gucci. And me and her spoke about that. And I told her, that's where your heart at?
Okay.
Go ahead.
But those were like record labels and stuff like that?
Everybody.
The streets. It was really the
period.
streets.
Right.
That's what's going
They
through
wanted
with
him.
Jeezy. Him and Jeezy's going through.
And that's with him and Jeezy, but that they still have
Here's the
nothing
fact.
to do with nothing of how that was. But the person that I called at that time was Jimmy. Because when it was time for him to be signed, he said, Craig said, Deb, I got to get a man to come in with this because he was a liability. I called Jimmy Henchman. No, I talked to Teddy. I'm lying. I talked to Teddy first, right? And we went to Jimmy and sat down and talked to Jimmy. Jimmy Henchman is the person that stood behind me with the stuff. He said, I got you. He said, whenever you want to come out, you could get out. And that man kept his word. He ain't did no taxing. They ain't did none of that shit. When it was done, it was done. But that's the man that put his name up so that he could come through. The stuff that make me mad is that people disacknowledge everybody that had something to do with everything that was going on. You disacknowledged it. And all of a sudden now these new jacks come along and they're the ones that did everything for you. Everything for you. That's wrong. I don't give a damn if you don't say nothing about me, but don't say lies. Don't do that. That shit hurts. I love that boy like he was mine. Like he was mine. Like for real, for real.
Right.
My hands didn't call for that. Nigga, I stood up against guns for you. When I hid you in a closet and I went up against the shit. My hands didn't call for that. I didn't do nothing wrong to you. When we parted ways, remember when we went, he gave the chip?
Oh, yeah,
and I said to him, I said, swear, he said, Auntie, I need them to respect me like they respect you when you come through the door. I said, give me that chip. I want him to clean up. I just need him to clean up because he's a good person, honestly.
Yeah.
Away from all the bullshit, he's a good person. I'm not going to sit up here and shoot a bunch of shit about him or say a bunch of effed up things because he's really a good I mean, I had tons of fun with him.
Right.
Tons of fun. And we went through a lot of shit together, okay? But my hands didn't call for that. When we departed ways, your accountant in Miami, we split up everything, just did. To this day, I don't even take. So, AC, I had a part of that. You was my partner. I didn't come after you. Y'all sold all them records, did all that shit. I didn't come say, give me a dime, do nothing. Do nothing. I was making money, but all my money was poured back into you. Nikki, you, pouring back. And they want to say something. I'm not paying for a hotel, Juice. I said, don't go in them hotels and smoke. They're not gonna keep burning up my credit card, swiping all that money off, because they take the curtains down, they take everything down. When you start that smoking up in there, they got to replace everything. Y'all think y'all gonna put oxygen in there and it's gonna clean up the shit? No. You think you're gonna put towels up against the door and it's gonna clean up? No.
Right.
I had to pay that stuff.
Right.
Don't go out saying, oh, you took the money, you took the stuff. Well, who you think gonna pay for that shit?
Well, all right. So his accusation is that you came to him in the hospital and told him he couldn't get out of a contract. But this is at a time where
he got shot.
He was shot.
Yeah.
And he also got diagnosed.
Yeah, he had
Diabetes.
Okay, I was at the hospital in tears with him up by his bedside.
So he was medicated. Right?
He wasn't all like that. I'm talking about when he talked with he was talking about get me out of this, get me out of this. That shit never happened. Why would you go on there and that hurt me for Black? Because I just went on there with Black. And then the chick that's on there with him, I got the check to this day, $5,000 I gave her to put his stuff out. She kept the money and never did nothing. But I ain't say nothing about that. I got the check.
Who we talking about?
The girl on there with him, I forgot her damn name. That shit hurt me. Like, why would y'all do that to me? Why would you do that shit to me?
Was he heavily medicated when
No, this shit wasn't happening. No, he wasn't no heavily medicated when I went up. We never even had a conversation like that. It never was a conversation like that. He was hurt. Nobody came up there. No one. Nobody came to see him. His sister was there. I came up there. My son came. My son had Juice tatted on. He loved Juice. KO loved OJ. He loved Juice. Okay? We went to see him to make sure Juice was okay. Even when he going on this trip, I make sure I had put a nurse so he could eat right, everything could be right. Nigga, why you do that to me? I know I didn't do right by you. It's not that I was bad to him. I didn't give him the attention that I gave him because Gucci damn badass. Gucci stayed in goddamn. I'm so proud of him now, like, the way he is now. But his ass stayed in goddamn trouble.